7:03, we'll call the meeting to order. Mr. Van Landijk, would you like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Certainly. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let the record show all board members are present. Mr. Board, has public notice been given?
Yes, it has.
All right, on to public comment. For policy 0167.3, anyone wishing to participate in the period of public comment must be a resident of the Richland School District, the parent or legal guardian of an enrolled district student, or an enrolled district student. Speaker is not permitted to make inflammatory comments, use inappropriate language or gestures, attack specific persons, or make a specific person the subject of their remarks. Please see policy 0167.3 for a complete list of requirements and restrictions. If a person is unable to adhere to these rules, they may be directed to end their comments. Mrs. Coleman, did you receive any paperwork?
I did not.
Thank you. On to reports. District Administrator's report.
Okay, happy Veterans Day. Just a couple of quick things for you. One, next Monday at 5:30 is our foundation meeting. I know our foundation is still looking for at least one more person on our board, so if you know of anybody who might be interested in that, they should attend here in the district office conference room at 5:30 on Monday, and you can learn more about that. And then to the board, our committee meetings are next Wednesday, November 20th. Personnel and Buildings and Property will be at 6 p.m. Curriculum and Policy will be at 7:30 p.m. And that's all I have. Any questions from the board? Thank you.
Student Council report.
All right, Mr. Culver. I think is the button on the microphone on top green? Is it? Yes, the light green. Okay, perfect.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kieran Culver, and I'm a junior at RCHS and Student Council's corresponding secretary and the head of its fundraising committee. As we have been working on dividing ourselves up into new committees to spend the rest of the year working in, now that our homecoming committees are no longer needed. Next Thursday, November 21st, we will be holding a blood drive at the high school. Also next week, on Monday the 18th, we will be sending 12 of our members to the WASC 2024 Fall Leadership Tour in Madison. Next month, the council will be organizing concessions for the school's wrestling tournament, held on Saturday, December 21st, right after we go on break. This is our main fundraising event of the year and will be a whole council activity. That's everything I have to share with you tonight. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, on to the minutes. Is there to approve the prior meeting minutes of October 28th, 2024?
So moved.
Motion made by Mr. Bailey. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Ms. Troxel. Discussion? Mr. Bailey?
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. All right, on to financial items. Approval of statement of cash and invoices.
I move we approve the statement of cash dated November 4th, 2024, and approve Community First Bank General Checking Account checks number 86758 through 86804, ACH numbers 242502173 through 242502247, and voided ACH number 242502041 for a net total of $846,484.11. This is for the purpose of general operating costs of the district.
Motion was made by Mr. Doudna. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mr. Huntemer. Mr. Bosworth, anything you want to share or add?
Nothing to add tonight.
Thank you. Discussion? Mr. Van Landijk?
Aye.
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 Right. On to consent agenda items. Mrs. Coleman.
Motion to approve the consent agenda items is presented. Motion to accept the Buildings, Property, and Transportation Committee's recommendation to approve the commemorative tree planting and bench placement as presented. Motion to accept the donation of school supplies valued at approximately $150 from Community First Bank. Motion to accept the donation of homemade hats valued at approximately $200 from Mary Frances Greenwood and Jody Needham. Motion to approve the 2024-25 bus routes as presented. Motion to accept the Buildings, Property, and Transportation Committee's recommendation to approve the bid for snow plowing and salting to Advanced Contracting Solutions, LLC.
All right, thank you. Is there a motion then to approve the consent agenda items as presented? So move. Motion made by Mr. Van Landijk. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Troxel. Discussion?
I will just add that there were no open enrollment in or out, which is why 7G was not listed under consent.
Thank you. Mr. Doudna?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Make the motion then to approve the modified agenda. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mrs. Dickman. Discussion? Mr. Huntemer?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
All right, on to information and discussion items, district transfers and vacancies.
So I believe that the 5 vacancies that we have are the same 5 that you saw 2 weeks ago. We still are looking for an administrative assistant at the primary school. We've actually went through a couple rounds of interviews, made a couple of offers, but that has not come to fruition at this point. So that has been reposted, and we're in the process of reviewing the current applicants for that. We are still needing a driver and an assistant transportation person to assist with transporting some students off-site, as well as an off-site tutor and a custodial person for the district as well. So those are our 5 vacancies. Again, I don't believe that any of that has changed since 2 weeks ago. Any questions from the board? Thank you.
Right. On to action items, the ECCP request for January 2025.
So twice a year, the board sees a list of ECCP requests. ECCP is Early College Credit Program, which is when high school students can earn college through the UW system, as well as the Start College Now, College Up, which is the same thing through the Wisconsin Technical College. And there are 3 different pathways that a student can earn credit at these different, whether it's a UW school or a tech school. And you'll see them listed in a table there. These are for the spring of 2025. So we do one in the fall for the spring, and the next spring you'll do one for next fall. And the definition, or excuse me, the category has an abbreviation next to it. When you see NCC plus FGR, that is the blue box in the middle. No comparable course, and it fulfills a graduation requirement. And in those cases, the district, us, we would pay 75% of that tuition, and the state would then reimburse us for 25%. We would pay 100%, they would reimburse us for 25%. So a net total of 75% for the district. And then the other is where you see the definition of DOCC, which is a district offers a comparable course code. Those are courses that we have in our building, but the student is choosing to take them to earn college credit for it. In those cases, the pupil or the family pays 100% of those because the public school is offering that same course. There is a third category, which is no comparable course and does not fulfill a graduation requirement where they are taking it for college credit. We don't have any of those students on this list. So there are some restrictions as far as what students can do. They can earn 18 total credits over the course of their high school career. Oftentimes, our students looking to take courses. They're the last on the list of each of these colleges to be able to sign up for courses. They start off with seniors, juniors, sophomores, freshmen, then they'll open it up to high school. So that's why you'll often see a lot of alternates listed as well, because a lot of times the courses that students want to get in are filled up by upperclassmen, and so they've got to move to an alternate. So that's the list. Ms. Perkins or Mr. Lemke, you have anything to add, or Dr. Johnson?
I think just more and more of our students are using this opportunity, which is great, but we've noticed just over the past couple of years, the list is growing of students that want to do this, which I think between the communication about it, our counselors have been great about sharing the information out, holding meetings early in the year to let students know this is an opportunity, but definitely the list is growing.
Dr. Johnson, anything to add from your standpoint?
No, it's, I think the big part is it's a budget line item. So, it's always, as the list grows, so does the budget item. So trying to plan for it has been getting a little harder. Exciting for students to have these opportunities. We're just trying to figure out how to help with all of that.
Okay, thank you.
Is there a motion to approve the 2025 Spring ECCP Early College Credit Program and Start College Now, College Up courses as listed?
I'll make that.
Motion made by Mr. Huntemer. I'll second it. Any discussion?
I just have a question. When it talks about no comparable course and fulfills graduation requirement versus does not fulfill graduation requirement, so electives are included in fulfills graduation requirement? I mean, like there's like
Up
those.
to their 26.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what would be an example, because I noticed we don't have any that don't fulfill the graduation requirement, what would be an example of a class like that?
High school admin or Dr. Johnson?
I see
a
there
specific
are
example?
some that don't fulfill it on our list. It depends on the student based on what credits they have left to take, is what my guess would be. The students I'm seeing on the list that don't have the FGR after their listing is it's either we have it internally.
So we just have district offers comparable course and
Oh, I see, okay.
NCC, but there were none where it was just no comparable course and does not fulfill the graduation requirement, because I think it always can be transferred as at least an elective.
This would be a case where a student would have met all of their requirements and their 26 credits and are still a high school student. That might be a case where
Okay, so if they've met everything that they have.
they could graduate, but they're staying in school.
Okay, all right, but we don't have any students like that on this list, so. I'm just wondering what that entailed. Thank you.
So we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Seeing none. Ms. Troxel?
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye. Aye.
All right, I'll make a motion to move into closed session pursuant under statutes 19.851C and/or F as appropriate to consider employment, promotion, and compensation of employees for purposes of discussing individual employee hiring and administrator evaluations, and Wisconsin statutes 118.125 to discuss student open enrollment applications and individual pupil information related to those applications. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mrs. Dickman. Discussion? Mrs. Dickman?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.